Hey everybody, I'm Gary of the Elysiums. Welcome to yet another episode of my new CD purchases. Before we get this video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, like this video. Feel free to share this video, do anything to support my channel. I greatly appreciate it. We got this nice stack here of CDs to show off. Mostly all really good metal stuff. There is one non-metal CD in here, but we'll get to that. And we're going to get right into it. First up is Nightwish. This is Imaginarium. Imaginarium. Sorry about the glare, first off. Daylight savings time sucks, and it's dark really early. I usually don't have a light on, but it'll be pitch black if I don't have a light on. The natural sunshine in my videos is gone, and unfortunately I gotta have the light, so there's going to be a little bit of glare. Imaginarium. 2011 release on Roadrunner Records. Nightwish, that great goth symphonic metal band. Turns out this is actually discontinued and they're no longer printing this, so I'm sure they'll be coming out with a deluxe edition with some bonus tracks or something soon. Next we have Painter of Dead Girls by Pig Destroyer. Pig Destroyer, one of the really great grindcore bands out there. Still doing it. They just basically stuck to their grindcore roots since the beginning. Really good band. I do love this band a lot. This is probably my third favorite album by Pig Destroyer, right behind Prowler in the Yard and Terrifier. Next we have Skullfist. This is paid in full. Digipack. Released on Atomic Fire Records. For those of you unfamiliar with Skullfist, they are a metal band, three-piece, out of Canada. Just a really cool, old-school metal sound, like 80s metal. Not really thrash. Probably for fans of bands like Cloven Hoof, for those of you who know that band from the 80s, Grim Reaper. You know, they kind of like got a thrash touch, but not really, so they're just a good old heavy metal band. Another one by them, Way of the Road. Yeah, this is a really good album. This one's released on Noise Art Records. I hate this glare, I apologize. And then I believe these guys are from Sweden. This is Merciless with Unbound. This is a 1993 release. This is basically a death thrash band. They're actually a cover of Slayer's Cryonics on here. Digipack. You know, when you see this cover, just the all black and red there, you wouldn't expect a colorful CD or that the booklet cover would look like that. But like I said, a really cool death thrash band out of Sweden from the early 90s. Definitely check them out if you don't know them already. And this band, I feel like it's been featured in every video for the past couple series. Carnal Savagery, once again, Into the Abysmal Void. Great, great death metal band. Old school death metal sound. Basically what it says right there across. Newer band. This one was released in 2024. I just really love this band. I mean, look at the shirt he's wearing there. It's just a cool death metal band. After seeing that, I really want to get some of their merch. Definitely a shirt. Next up, we have Black Sabbath, live in the USA, 1974 and 1975. This is a 2-disc set. Disc 1 is the live set from the California Jam at the Ontario Speedway. This was April 6th of 1974, and disc 2 is Asbury Park, New Jersey, August 5th, 1975. So altogether, 27 tracks, 13 tracks from the California Jam, and then 14 tracks off of Asbury Park set. Really cool stuff. A lot of stuff from Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Savatage. Very heavy on those albums, rather than you know, the Paranoid, which I feel like most of their live stuff is heavy. From the Paranoid album, of course, there's still songs from Paranoid on there, but heavy on the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Savatage. Next, glad to finally have something from this guy besides A Little Ain't Enough. This is Jason Becker with the collection. Jason Becker's an outstanding guitarist. Unfortunately, he contracted Lou Gehrig's disease, and he is basically paralyzed from the neck down. He can only communicate by like blinking, which is really sad. There's a current picture of him. Such an amazing guitarist. Like I said, he did play on David Lee Roth's Little Ain't Enough album, but his playing is absolutely incredible. And unfortunately, we didn't get to hear more from this guy because of that debilitating disease that basically paralyzed him. He's still with us, which is amazing. He's he's going through it, but he's staying positive. He's paralyzed. He's actually kind of like training guitarists. They're playing in front of him, and he's blinking if they're doing it right. I think he does like a certain blink if you're doing it wrong. But you can definitely find out more about his story on YouTube. Really inspiring story. Guy stays positive through the whole thing. Very well taken care of his father and his parents, and it's a real tragedy what happened to him, unfortunately. But like I said, the guy stays positive, believe it or not, through all that. Next, we have a remastered edition of Savatage's Sirens. This one also includes the Dungeons Are Calling, the demos. Sirens were, I believe Sirens is the debut album from Savatage, excuse me. And then the EP, which is titled, I forgot already, Dungeons Are Calling, is also on here. Basically just, they can finally fit it all on CD. Rather than when this first came out in the 80s, it was on vinyl. And, obviously there wasn't a lot of time on there. This is like I said, the remaster edition. The spine here, once you collect all of them, actually forms the name Savatage, but you got to turn it upside down. It forms that logo Savatage there. This is actually the only second remaster from this. I bought Howl of the Mountain King because that's my favorite album from the band on this remastered edition. And this is only the second remaster edition in this set from, what's this from? Ear Music Records. All right, next up, Testament, live at Eindhoven. I didn't really go after this at first until I realized that this is actually from the Dynamo Open Air Festival in 1987. So at that time, Testament just released their first album, The Legacy, and they're just, they're hungry. They have that great thrash sound, which they still do, but this was very early in their career, and as soon as I saw that this was recorded in 87, I definitely jumped at the opportunity to purchase this, and it's just an amazing live album. Next, we have an EP. This is a Cradle of Filth. This is a 2010, I believe, Evermore Darkly, 2010 release. You have some cool songs on here like Transmission from Hell, Thank Your Lucky Stars. Then there's some different version which goes by the Elder version, and Summer Dying Fast, The Midnight in the Labyrinth Breadcrumb Trail mix. There's the back cover there. Nice gothic look to the artwork. Cradle of Filth, of course, the immensely popular black metal band out of England. I'll take a little break from metal here and jumping right in the rap with Tupac. This is Tupacalypse Now. Tupac Shakur's debut album. This one is remastered. Features his huge hit, Brenda's Got a Baby, which was the hit that really kind of put him on the map. But this album is just great. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I don't really listen to rap too often, but when I do, it's got to be this old school, like, I can't believe I called it old school, but this 90s gangster rap. Definitely like the G-Funk era and all that. Some cool stuff here. Next, we have Devourment with Obscure Majesty. Devourment, a great death metal band. Cool artwork there. I don't mind. I don't blame you guys if you shut off this video because of the glare. It's absolutely horrendous. I shouldn't even have made this video, but life goes on. Next up, we have Exhumer. I think this is a 2012 release once the band got back together. This is Fire of Damnation. Exhumer, such a great thrash metal band. released 2 albums back in the 80s, 2 landmark, very inspirational albums. I think they broke up for a while and got back together in the early 2010s and started putting out, basically picked up where they left off with some really great thrash metal. Next up, we got a band that I some reason I can't really fully get into, but I bought 2 more of their albums to just try to let my brain sink it in. They're great musicians. I will not argue that whatsoever. They're great writers. I like the artwork of the albums. I love the way they do it. I just, for some reason, it just isn't sinking in my brain. So I'm going to try to make that happen and become a better, bigger fan of the band. And that's Baroness. With this one, the blue record. I already own Stone and the red record, excuse me. So now I have the blue record. And yes, my OCD was calling me to go with the colors, which is why I also picked up yellow and green. This one is a double disc. Obviously, since it's called yellow and green, we got yellow. I can take a wild guess. We have green. Like I said, I gotta get into that band a little more. Next up, we have, what's the year does this come out? 2020. I was missing this from my collection. I'm gonna butcher the title of this, but this is Thalassic from Insufferum. Insufferum, a great Viking metal band. I remember hearing them for the first time back in probably about 10 years ago, probably about 2015, 2014, and it was absolutely incredible. I kind of posted about it on my Instagram. I was like, how have I never heard this band before? I hate these loose jewel cases. I was like, how have I never heard about this band before? They're absolutely incredible. Similar to Amon Amarth, but I feel like I like them in Sophia more. I feel like their guitars are faster, a little more thrashier. I like the vocals better. It's less death metal than Amon Amarth would be, but more in that Viking style. And when I commented on, basically made a post like, how have I never heard of this band? The lead singer from Insufferum actually messaged me and was like, welcome to the Viking Horde. Super cool. Like, glad you discovered our music. I hope you enjoy the rest of us and check us out more, which I thought was really cool from a major label band to reach out to a nobody and just say, hey, thank you. But super cool. I don't even think I tagged them in the post. Next up, Grindcore, Winter Thrice. Grindcore, cool, kind of like prog black metal band. Prog gothic metal, I should say. This is a 2016 release off of Century Media Records. I love Century Media Records. They had such good stuff. They always have. And I just miss the old days when magazines like Hit Parader and the old Revolver magazine where they have full-page ads just advertising record labels like Relapse and Century Media, just showing all the releases coming out. We don't have that now. We do have Metal Hammer magazine out there, which is out of the UK, but since I'm here in America, in the United States, it doesn't always match up the same with the releases and the tours, obviously. Next, we have another great thrashy band, Demolition Hammer. This is called Epidemic of Violence. This is a remastered edition of their 1992 album. It does feature 4 live tracks on it. They're the bonus tracks you get. You see the guys there. You already know that that's going to be a thrash band just by looking at them. Really cool stuff. Glad to actually have something from them in there in my collection. The only thing I will say is the album art's really cool, but like they could do a little better with their logo. Could have did something cool or not. All right, next up, straight out of Poland. Probably know where I'm going. The great death metal band Vader. This is just simply titled Blood. I believe this is a 2003 release. 2003 release off of Metal Blade Records. There's actually a cover of Thin Lizzy's Angel of Death, which ends this album. And they do a really unique cover, being that they're a death metal band and doing such a cool hard rock song like Angel of Death from the great Thin Lizzy. Next up, we have Extreme, Waiting for the Punchline. The 1995 album from Extreme. This was the follow-up to their Extreme 3, 3 Sides to Every Story. I think that was called, right? 3 Sides to Every Story. Three Sides of a Story, yeah. Man, this album was just great. Shredding, as always, from Nuno, all over the place. Nuno Betancourt. This album would actually be the last one from the band for quite some time, as Gary Sharon, the lead singer, would depart Extreme after this album's tour and everything to join this little band called Van Halen. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but he replaced some guy named Sammy Hagar, if you ever heard of him, and they actually ended up making Van Halen's worst record, Van Halen 3, but to me, I can still listen to it. It's not on par with anything Van Halen has done, but it's still Van Halen. It's still Eddie. It's still Alex. It's still Michael Anthony. And you have the singer from Extreme. So, like, is it really that bad? No. It's obviously nothing as good as Sammy or Dave, but stop hating on it. Next up, Legions of a Different Kind, on Death. On Death, one of the more modern death metal bands, which is absolutely incredible. Second release from them that I've owned now. Artwork is super cool there. I can't really tell what it is, but it looks like a cave of like dead bodies, and you see skeletons in there, and I don't know what this is, but it's a mutant or some kind of monster coming off. Like he's connected by some green slime, and he's just decapitating someone. Yeah, three-piece band there. Really cool, brutal metal. Then we have a Nagoya broadcast, 1986, Damage in Japan, Metallica. This was recorded November 17th, 1986. So it does feature obviously feature James Hetfield, but also features Jason Newsted instead of Cliff Burton, who unfortunately passed away in September that year. So Jason's literally like less than 2 full months into the band, and he's playing Japan, which is, a huge deal. 15 tracks on here. Just awesome early Metallica. Battery, Master Puppets, Room the Bell Tolls, Sanitarium, Ride of Lightning, Whiplash, The Thing That Should Not Be, Fade to Black, Seek and Destroy, Creeping Death, Four Horsemen, 3-minute guitar solo from Kirk into Am I Evil, the Diamond Head cover, Damage Incorporated, and ends with Fight Fire with Fire. Cool to hear Fight Fire with Fire live, because that's one of the songs they don't really play too often. And then last but not least, we have Mortician, Hacked Up for Barbecue with the Zombie Apocalypse EP connected to it. The reason I have this covers here is because I already own Hacked Up for Barbecue. So I basically just flipped it over so I can have the EP Zombie Apocalypse on here. It's still 8 tracks. Both of them on there. Great band. Mortician, such an awesome death metal band. This was released on Relapse Records. I believe this is a 2004 remaster. 2004. I love Mortician. They're just like, to me, one of the heaviest bands out there of all time. Just great stuff. And that is everything I've purchased recently in my new CD purchases video. I want to thank everyone for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. Again, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care.